So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Kirby.
All right, it's good to be with you and to present today. But in my JavaScript, I've got as far as loops and conditional statements.
Mm-hmm.
I did methods and variables and object creation, but it was in C#. Then when I tried to have it make sense with JavaScript, it was a little different.
Quite a bit different.
Yeah.
So they are, let's see. I think maybe I could just do loops and conditional statements today, and another day I may do objects creation, instance properties, methods, and instantiation.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or else, if someone else would like to present, that'd be good. Like,
if you'd like, I can do objects next week. I can do objects and instantiation and everything. So if you want to do like conditionals and loops,
yeah,
that'd be great. Yeah.
okay, let's see. Let's see how I show nice. Let me see if I can show. So it's like my screen is sharing. Yes?
Okay.
Is it sharing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, it is. Okay, if we talk about loops and conditional statement in JavaScript, it usually when you're doing something and you want to repeat it again, and those if statement can those the loop can help you repeat it like multiple times, and with this you just have to be careful. And also there are different types of loops. One is the for loop, another one is the while loop, and the other one is the do while loop. Let's take a look at that closer, and let's see. Let's see, down would say how many components, would say 3 components. Let's see, let me come to something. Okay, these are the components of the for loops. Usually when you are using a for loop, you have to first say where you start. For example, in this case, you start with an I that is equal 1. And then the second part of the loop is a condition. And then you want that to keep going as long as I is less or equal than 5. And then the third part is the moving part of the loop. So it's like you have the initiation of the loop, the condition for the loop, and then the increments, the incrementing part of the loop. And between each of these, you put a semicolon, which is very important. And in that case, since we're using a for loop, that's what we start with 4. and then you put a parenthesis, and all the components of the for loop are inside, and then you open the bracket. So in this case, you just say to write the result, and then you close the bracket. So if we hit try it yourself, then it will take us to a place where we can try it. Like for example here, if we hit run, it shows up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaning we start with I equal 1, so it shows 1, and then with the increment it increases by 1, because we say if it's a I plus plus. So what it does, it takes the initial I and then add 1 to it. And then it repeats it the second time, that makes it 2. The third time makes it 3, and fourth time makes it 4, and fifth time makes it 5. And then what happened here is, since we have the condition was I less or superior, less or equal to 5, then it's up at 5. So if we change this to 7, for example, then it goes down to 7. Okay? And also the numbers are shown that way just because of that BR slash, which says like after you print it, just change line. But if we deleted this part, we just say document write just I, then they should show up on a line instead of down that side. Are you okay with that part?
Yes.
Fine. Okay, so if we're fine, we can go for another type of loop. Actually, another type of loop, the while loop. The while is a little different because instead of having a for here, you're just telling the computer that you keep doing this as long as this condition is respected. For example, in the case where we have I less than or equal to 5, you may just say like, do this while I is less than 5. So it will keep doing it as long as it is that way. So let's see if we can get an example for this. They'd ask us a question. The result of the condition statement is always a Boolean because it's yes or no. Okay, so there you go. Let's try this one. All right. So it shows a little different. Then you declare your I, which is a variable. I didn't mention that last time. But that I is variable because it is changing its value. And as you're declaring it, you put var. That's how you say the I is a variable. So you say var and then the name of the variable I. You may choose other name like X or T, whatever you would like. And then you say I equals 0. It means you will start at 0. And then you say, the thing that I'll ask you to do, I want you to do it as long as I is less or equal to 10. And then you say, the thing that I want you to do is to document write, meaning it's to print it. Print the result of I. Again, the BR is just it's just saying that after you print the I, just go to the other line. Also, this is in bracket, meaning that part in here is a string. All right, let's test it and see what happens. Okay, since that one was, we wanted to repeat the loop for every number that is less than 10, and it shows up that way. And also an interesting thing in the while loop that makes it a little different than the for, the initiation is outside of the while, and also the incrementing is outside of the while. So this is the thing to remember. But it is still inside the bracket of the while. So let's see, we'll go for another one. The do while. Okay, let's go down.
I never use that one.
Okay, the do while is similar to the while, but in the do while you first declare something and then the while, just the condition. It's like the do while and the while is the do while is a separation of the do and the while, because this is just the condition that shows inside the while, and then the do is what you want it to do. The initiation of the variable, meaning to start, it's still outside, and then you have the part of the do, and also the brackets are inside the do. After the while, we just put the semicolon. So in that one, we want to output numbers from 20 to 25. Let's run it. All right. Okay. So that's it for the for loop, the while, and the do while. How is it? How are you guys doing? You still hanging?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's see. We can try some if statements. Okay, if statements are pretty interesting because it's just if, and then you state a condition, and if that condition is respected, you print a statement, and then let's go. Let's see. You can print that. Try yourself. So we can add to this. Okay. So in this case, what do we have as an example? We declare the first variable called my number 1, and that one equals 7, and then my number 2, that one is a 10. And then this is the if, and in parentheses you put the condition. If my number 1 is less than my number 2, then this is the thing that you have to do. It says you have to print an alert. Since alert usually do not show, alerts only shows that way. Maybe we can just write document right so that we can get to see it printed.
Console, right?
But I destroyed everything. Let's say because I am happy. And then we close the brackets into open one. Okay, it prints that I am happy. And usually when we have the if, we can add the else, meaning if the condition is not respected, then we can do something, we have to print something else, which is not the original thing. Let's do that one. Let's go down there. Let's see. That's why I'll put the else statement, and then let's just say else. Oh, sorry. Let's see.
You're missing semicolon.
Again, we try to change the values. Like if we change that one to 5, then we're not respecting the condition because number 1 is superior to number 2. Yeah.
Your else needs to be lowercase too.
Brian, the else is lowercase. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. There you go. And it shows that we're sorry. In fact, it seems like we don't even need that part. Yeah, it's still sorry.
You don't need it, but it's better if you put a line after it. It can cause weird issues. The semicolon in the end of lines.
It creates issues when you put it?
It's not really an issue now, but it's better just to put semicolons at the end of the lines. Because if you put code after that, it can combine lines and cause weird issues to happen.
So just as a good habit, we just keep them there?
Yeah. Just put it in because it doesn't hurt.
Okay. So that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then we can make it a little more complicated. You might add like else if, meaning you say if number 1 is less than number 2, else if number 1 equals number 2, and then else at the end. Meaning if we get into the logic that we are adding else if, the last one is to be else. The ones in the middle have to be else if. And if it's else if, then you have to specify a certain condition to the if. Like my number 1 equals my number 2.
Oh, one thing, when
Double.
you're comparing, you have to use 2 equal signs.
It's 2 or 3 equals. If you want it to automatically cast. 2 if it's the same
Thank you.
variable.
And then we might specify a condition, or instead of doing all that, just like there you go. Copied it and pasted. Okay, there we have to be very careful. Look, that one should say 10 with a tie. That's how you do it. Okay. Now let's see how it works. So let's suppose that this is 5, and then we want it. It's not showing. And what is the problem?
What problem are you having?
So you have a semicolon up there.
That's not. It says we are tired. It shows.
There you go. Now it's perfect. So that's how the else if and else. You may add as many else if as you'd like to, but just remember we start with if, and the last one has to be else. question?
Can you talk about any like ands and ors in your conditionals when you're learning? I haven't gone through it yet.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, please.
You said when we are writing if else, the else should be the last. Should it be the last before the document right or after? Did you get me?
Yes. It's like every time you say, for example, you say, this is what you do if. Please give me a minute. Yeah. Let's see. Usually what happens is, for example, there you say if, and then you state a condition, and you say, for that condition, this is what you do. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So as to right here, your else, it has to come after what you would do if the first condition is not respected.
Okay.
Like in this case, we are just comparing two numbers. So two numbers can either be superior one to the other, equal one to the other, or inferior one to the other.
Okay.
So it's like you say,
Okay, so
if they are superior, this is what you print. That's your first condition. And then you put your else if. In fact, in that case, we erased the part. Let me add that part. Document. That right. I just forgot it. It's just right on this. Yeah, so those if and else if, they have to appear just after what you desire.
okay.
And I like in this how they play with the colors, because with the colors you see, let's say in pink, they are the if and else if, and then the document rights appears in green and blue. And then when it's a string and it's not part of the program, it's just something that would be printed in writing, it is in yellow and inside brackets.
Okay. We have a sign. What does this symbolize, or what's the sign saying? On the
Most
document, we have a sign.
What is the question again?
There is a sign indicating, I don't know, maybe they're telling that there is something you need to do.
Is.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That one just say document right can be a form of eval.
So I think it doesn't have anything to do with the code.
No, I don't think so. What about you guys? What do you think?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
I'm not either. But also, as we are working in the solo learn environment, since all these usually are inside HTML, I don't know if because the other parts of the codes, it may be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right, that's how much I could present for today.
You've done really well.
Yeah, very good, man. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support.
So by the end of the day today, I'll do the rest of skill 1. So I'll do the arrays and what else is it? It's arrays and associative arrays. And I will also do objects. So I'll record a video tonight and I'll send it out to you guys because we're kind of behind on the schedule to catch up. And
Yes.
then next week, let me look at our schedule.
I am next week.
You're next week?
Yeah.
All right. You excited?
Well, I have nothing to do. Actually, I'm not really sure I know what I'm to do, but I'll do my best to research and then come and present what I can, and then you guys will back me up.
That's the best way to do it for sure.
I'm
We're
impressed by,
all here to learn together.
yeah. I'm impressed from Kelvin present what he present to this evening. It's very nice. You did well. You did well.
Thank you, friend.
Do anyone have idea on it's a JSON pairs stringify or what to call it?
Oh,
You have,
JSON, and Stringify.
yeah.
I'll send you some videos on JSON. There are a lot of
Oh,
good
okay.
videos.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are good.
And actually, the video that I'll send tonight, I'll touch on some JSON for you too, so you can
Oh,
see what it is.
okay.
Because JSON and objects they go hand in hand, so we'll see a little bit of that.
Yeah, your dot notation.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, y'all. Anybody else have any questions?
I don't think.
So next week, same time, same place.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
So are you the one going to invite everyone, Toad?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and set it up next week too.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
Have a
problem.
wonderful day. Bye.
See y'all.